Thackeray Williams. Inheritance tax is perhaps Britain's most unpopular tax. However, there are 7 ways that can help reduce it or mitigate it entirely. Always write a will. Failure to do so could leave you with an avoidable tax liability. Where there is no will, assets are handed out according to a set of rules laid down in legislation, called the intestacy rules. Assuming everything goes to your surviving spouse could be incorrect if you have children. Use your annual gift exemption. Don't waste it. Everyone can give away up to £3,000 a year without having to worry about the dreaded 7-year rule. You can also use the previous year's exemption if you have not used it, allowing you to gift £6,000. Reduce your estate by gifting more than your annual exemption. Inheritance tax applies to assets you own at death, so the lower the value of the estate, the lower the inheritance tax. But remember, when you give assets away over your annual exemption, you need to survive 7 years for it to be treated as no longer being owned by you for inheritance tax purposes. Use a deed of variation to redirect any inheritance you are receiving to another person, such as your children. This is used when someone dies and beneficiaries, usually the adult children, are already wealthy and have inheritance tax concerns of their own. By doing this, grandchildren can receive the inheritance from the grandparents directly without losing 40% to tax along the way, compared to if their parents had inherited it first. Invest in AIM shares, or inheritance tax-free assets. The government grants exemptions from inheritance tax for investments in certain assets. Whilst these investments may grow, they could also fail. Shares have to be held for 2 years and held directly by the individual to qualify for any exemption from inheritance tax. Capital gains tax, which is to hold assets and die owning them. If people sell valuable assets or investments other than their family home or ISAs, capital gains tax is often due on the profits made. There is no capital gains tax on death, so it is sometimes better to let the beneficiaries inherit those assets where they can benefit from the capital gains tax uplift. Fill your pension, but don't spend it. Money inside a pension is usually held in trust and can pass to your chosen beneficiaries inheritance tax-free. Therefore, try to live off assets outside of the pension where possible, so it remains untouched within the trust. At Thackeray Williams, our expert solicitors will always present viable options, alternatives that fully take into account your personal and family circumstances. Feel free to contact one of our team to discuss.